Welcome back. This is the second lesson recording for IM2, December 10th, 2020. So where we left off, we looked at the problems that we solved and looked at what pattern we can derive from the multiplying those two binomials with positive and negative being the different part of the second term. So what's the rule that to get the x term coefficient? That's the x term coefficient. That's the blue coefficient from the second term of the binomials that we're multiplying. When you have four positive number adding to a positive number, the middle number is going to be positive, isn't it? And what about negative number and a negative number? The middle number is going to be negative. Negative and positive, the middle number is going to be sometimes positive and sometimes negative, depending on which number is bigger. The negative, if the the number with the bigger um, magnitude, I should say, the 4 is bigger than 2, and 4 has a negative sign, so that means the middle number is going to be negative, whereas 4 it has a positive number, so the middle number is going to be positive. Okay, whereas what is the rule to get the constant term? You're multiplying the last two numbers. 4 and 2 gets you positive 8, negative 4 and negative 2 gets you positive 8, negative 4 and positive 2 gets you negative 8, and positive 4 and negative 2 gets you negative 8. So the middle number is a sum of the two constants of the two binomials. That's just the numbers. Constants are just the numbers. And the rule to get the constant term, the very last red term, is to multiply the two constants of the two binomials. All right, so let's try doing some factoring. So if we were to factor x squared plus 5x plus 6, remember the middle number, middle coefficient, the coefficient for x is 5. The constant is 6. The constant is the number that you are going to get by multiplying the two constants of the binomial. And the middle number, the blue, is the number that you are going to get by adding the two constants. So we're looking for two numbers that add to 5 and multiply to 6. Okay, so I am putting the plus sign on top, underneath on top of the middle number, and multiply sign underneath the last constant to help me to remember. Now, to figure out the addition combination, there are a whole lot of combinations. However, factors of a number is far easier to find. So if I look at positive 6, what are the factors of positive 6? So I can use this table. Okay, what are the factors of positive 6? Let's just consider that. Well, 1 times 6 would work, but negative 1 times negative 6 would also work. And 2 times 3 is 6, and negative 2 times negative 3 is also 6. Okay, so those are my 4-factor pairs. But now we need to look for the pairs that's going to add to positive 5. Well, 1 plus 6 is 7. So that doesn't work. Negative 1 plus negative 6 is going to be negative 7. So that doesn't work. 2 plus 3 is 5. And negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative 5. Okay, out of this, which is the positive 5 they're looking for? It's this one, right? So that means 2, 3, those are my combinations that I am looking for. So I can think of this as, first I put the x here and the x here. Okay, because the only way I can get the first term, x squared, is by putting x and x, because x times x is going to get me the x squared. Now I'm looking for these two terms, and we just figured out that one is going to be positive 2 and one is going to be positive 3. Okay, when you have done this, you are going to quickly multiply this out to make sure that you are indeed you have factored correctly. So now you multiply, remember, I am good with you guys using FOIL as long as you understand the distributive method, and that FOIL is really just an extension of distributive method for binomial by binomial. So that means the first with first is x squared, and then outside first x times 3 is going to be plus 3x, and inside 2 times 3 is plus 2x. The last is 2 times 3 is plus 6. And then combine like terms, I get x squared plus 5x plus 6, which is what I started off with here. Okay, so it checks out. So this is my factored form of my quadratic trinomial. So factoring quadratic trinomial, quadratic expression is like solving puzzles. Okay, so we're looking for two numbers that multiplies to this last number, but that adds to this positive 11. So we're looking for a factor of 10 that add to 11. Well, what are the factors of 10 that I can think of? Well, that could be 1 times 10 or negative 1 times 10, negative 10. That's not going to add, is that going to add to positive 11? Yeah, if it was positive 1 and positive 10, 1 plus 10 is going to be positive 11, and 1 times 10 is going to be 10. Okay, let's try the next one. Remember, the second number, the last number is the factors, the product of the two constants, and the middle number is the sum of the two constants. So what do you think two numbers that will go here? Well, what times what is 12? Well, we have 1 times 12 or 2 times 6 or 3 times 4. If you add them, which one's going to give me this negative 8? Well, because this is negative 8, we're going to need negative signs here. So two numbers that add to 8 is what we're looking for. So that's going to be 2 and 6. Okay, if you have x minus 2 multiplied by x minus 6, that's exactly the same thing, just the same way. 2 times 3 is same as 3 times 2. Let's keep working. What about this problem? See if you can figure out a number that is going to multiply to negative 5, but add to negative 4. Well, it has to be negative 5 and positive 1. And then last question, x squared plus x minus 6. Number that's going to multiply to negative 6, but add to positive 1. Remember, if there is no number in front of the variable, the default is 1. So what is the number? What are the two numbers that multiplies to negative 6, but when you add them together, that's going to be positive 1. One has to be positive, one has to be negative, doesn't it? Because we have to get a negative number as the product. So we're looking for the difference to be positive 1. So it has to be positive 3 and negative 2. All right, so now this time we're looking for the signs. Okay, I want you to tell me in private chat. Okay, what do you think are the signs? I've given you the numbers. What do you think will be the signs that's going to give me this as the original equation? Okay, so we're looking for 10. It's the product to be negative 10 and the sum to be negative 3. And I do know that the constants are 2 and 5. Okay, so I know that one of them has to be positive, one of them has to be negative. But we want to end up with negative 3. That means we want the bigger number to be negative so that when you add them together, you are going to end up with negative 3. So negative 5 is, so you're going to put negative there and positive 2. What about the next problem? Okay, I've given you the two constants, 1 and 4. Okay, one of them has to be negative, one of them has to be positive, right? Because we want the product the two numbers to multiply to get negative 4. So but the sum has to be positive 3. So if I multiply 2 and 2, that's not going to give me 3. But if I multiply 1 and 4, that's going to get me 4. But one of them has to be negative. Which one is going to be negative? Well, we want to end up with positive 3, so the bigger number has to be positive. So it's going to be plus 4 and minus 1. Okay, this problem, the product has to be 12. So we have 3 and 4, but we want to end up with negative. Okay, so that means these two are going to have the same sign, because the only way we're going to get positive 12 as the product is if they are both positive positive or negative negative. But we want the sum to be negative 7, so that means they both have to be negative. And then finally, if you have this problem, x squared plus 7x plus 10. Okay, so the only way we can get positive as the product, the positive 10, is going to be having positive positive or negative negative, but we want the sum to be positive 7. So the only way we can get that is by having positive positive for both of them. Okay, so the patterns of sign, the sign of constant term tells us that if the constant term is positive, constant term is the very last term of the trinomial. If that is positive, that means you are multiplying either positive constant plus positive constant or negative constant and negative constant in the binomial, because positive times positive is going to be positive and negative times negative is going to be positive. If the last term is negative, then we know that one of them has to be positive, the other one has to be negative, because positive times negative is negative, or negative times positive is negative. So what are the steps? Okay, you first write the template, okay, and you decide the sign from the constant and list possible factors or pairs of constant, and then decide which combination adds up to the coefficient of x term. So that means, okay, write the template. Write the template means you write x, you put two parentheses with x and x right at the beginning, because the only way you're going to get x squared is by having x times x is x squared. Then decide the sign from the constant. Okay, so looking at number 6, it's positive 6. That means the constants in the binomial has to be positive positive or negative negative. However, the middle term is negative 7. The only way we can add two numbers to get negative number is by having negative negative. So this is going to be negative negative. Now then you're going to list the possible combinations of the factors of 6. So in this case, 6 is 2 times 3 or 1 times 6. So those are the two numbers that could go in, which would work. Okay, so it has to be 1 and 6, because when you add them together, it's going to give you 7. So, and we have figured out that it's 6 and 1, so you put 6 and 1 or 1 and 6, it does not matter. Okay, so at this point, you're going to pause the video and try to factor this yourself. Okay, please pause the video, because I am going to share with you the answers in 3, 2, 1. It's x plus 9 times x plus 1, because the constant is 9, positive 9, so it has to be either positive positive or negative negative, but we need to end up with a sum of 10. 2 is x minus 2, x plus 9. 3 is x minus 3 and x minus 5, and then last x minus 9 and x plus 3. We went on to doing more factoring practice until the end of the class. So, and then we finally closed up by writing the table of content. I don't think you had a chance to write it last lesson. So last lesson, we multiplied binomials using full distribution and factor using greatest common factor. And today we factored quadratic expression where of x squared plus bx plus c. Thank you for listening.